5-minute salute. Today's segment is sponsored by the Military Affairs and Veterans Department of the City of Jacksonville. Harrison Conyers and the team taking care of our veterans, make sure they get the benefits they earn through their military service. Talking about veterans, we have Michael Dunbar with Ryzhka International. Michael, how are you?
Fine. How you doing today, Chris?
Hey, I'm doing blessed, man. So thanks for taking time to tell us your story. So a little bit of background, the elevator speech, less than a minute. Where are you originally from and what you do in the military?
Originally from Buffalo, New York. Actually joined the Navy in '81. I was actually part of what they called the Buffalo Bills Special Company, which everybody in the company was from Buffalo at the time. Was originally engaged in the nuclear power program. However, after graduating from the program, ran into some medical issues, so ended up serving out my career on a frigate and just as a regular machinist mate. And so got out in basically '87 and went to college, then worked at the space shuttle for a little bit. And
I've heard of it.
Industry.
Well, hey, thanks for your service to the nation. Obviously didn't do what you did. We couldn't do this here today. It's kind of funny, as you were actually in '87, I was coming in, so a little bit of overlap there. So yeah, I appreciate your service to the nation. So Ryzhka International, tell us about your journey and the creation of Ryzhka International.
Oh, let's see. Ryzhka International, we were founded in 2011. Basically, I had a friend who was developing some specialty greases that he wanted to sell to the government, and he knew I was a disabled veteran, so he went ahead and asked me if I would become the representative to the government, and that was the basis of forming my company. At that point, after a couple of years, that company dissolved. They weren't able to achieve what I think they were trying to achieve, and so at that point, it was like, okay, where do I shift gears? How do I shift gears? And I received a phone call from a dredging contractor in 2013 asking me if I could get him about 4,500 gallons of a product called Mobile Guard 412. And so after trying to find out who was he, what was he, where did he get a hold of me from, SAM.gov is a great resource.
Yeah.
I basically said, sure, I can get it for him. I had no clue what Mobile Guard 412 was, but I knew how to do it. So that turned into my first client and started supplying them lubricants pretty much for their ships around the country.
Oh, wow.
And I think that first year we did about $1.5 million in revenue. And this past year we did a little over $40 million. Dollars.
40 million. Wow. Congratulations. Not lost on me. You know, they say upwards of 80+% of small businesses fail within their first 3 years. So the fact that you are already at, 40 million in banking, if you will, that's awesome. So congratulations. So it seems like you got this niche capability, and in the name, we were talking off camera, Ryzhka is a Ukrainian background origin, and then you're, with the international, I got to imagine you have clients, not just nationally, but potentially internationally, or you're willing to service clients internationally. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. We have clients international as well as domestic. And so we do a lot with the federal government, both domestically and internationally as well.
Are you mostly in the maritime space, or do you service other areas also with oils and lubricants?
Mostly the maritime space, although we do a lot with DLA Energy for bases and VA hospitals, et cetera, for providing fuel. And then we started recently working in the aviation space now as well.
Okay.
So.
Well, all those industries are, obviously expanding, in a global economy. The capability for both sea lift and then air is big. And then the DoD space, as you know, we consume a lot of energy, or in the form of oil specifically. And then I was in a conversation 2 weeks ago in Austin, Texas, about, power demand for DoD on the modern battlefield, whether it be maritime, air, or surface, has exponentially gone up, in the post-World War II timeframe. So, what a great place to be. Where do you look at? Where do you see Ryzhka International going in the next 2 to 3 years?
Continuing on the trajectory we've already had. There's a lot more opportunity out there that we're slowly working our way into. As we had mentioned off camera, the DoD space can be very challenging to navigate. So we're still finding new ways to navigate through that, and we just keep pushing forward.
That's awesome. Well, hey, Michael, how do folks find Ryzhka International, and how they find you?
We attend a lot of the various trade shows the government puts on, actually, or government-related entities. So we're usually at something like that, really to be able to meet the contracting officers and the buyers. And then you have a lot of the large primes are at those conferences as well, looking for small businesses to take care of what they need.
Yeah.
Then I have a marketing individual who spends a lot of his time doing research through whether it's the Coast Guard files, NOAA, Army Corps, et cetera, trying to find who's the right person to talk to get ourselves in front of them to show them what we can do.
That's awesome. Well, hey, Michael, thanks for your service to the nation. We're going to take all your information and contact information for the company and yourself. We'll put it on our show notes, and we'll encourage folks to go check you guys out and make contact if there's a demand on their end or they have questions. So thank you again.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much for having me on.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for your service to the nation again. Hey, folks, thanks for joining us on the 5-Minute Salute. Check out Michael and I on LinkedIn. We'd love to continue the conversation with you. Take a look at Ryzhka International, what they're doing. Maybe you have a demand, or maybe you just have some questions. I'm sure they're ready to answer any questions or that you may have. We'll see your next segment. I live with gratitude.
When they leave us for battle, we await their return. When their embrace is gone, we imagine them with us. Some don't come back. We grieve. Some come back hurting. We help. Heroes survive. We honor them. Heroes fall. We remember them. 150,000 veterans live in Jacksonville. We serve them. We're the Military Affairs and Veterans Department, City of Jacksonville. Because of them, our light never dims.